red light, yellow light, green light, a stoplight.
Mhm.
If you run a red light, give me some things that could happen.
Pulled over.
Okay.
Ticket.
Ticket.
Crash.
Crash.
Somebody, whoever you're in the car with, might be like, "Man, you crazy," you
Yeah.
know. So other people hating on you.
Okay. So all of these negative things happen
Yeah.
in the red, right?
Yeah.
So run a red, all these negative things. When we think about a yellow light, what do we think about?
Speed up. You're like, yo, I might make it, or
Okay.
You got to slow down.
Okay.
Like,
Cautious.
yeah, oh yo, watch out, or dang, you know, I'm close, or you know, yeah, slow down, stuff like that. Okay. Slow down.
Okay. When we think about green light, what do we think?
Go,
right? Clear sailing, right? You're trying to get somewhere and you get every light. You feeling
like,
good,
ooh.
Right? All right.
Yeah.
So we want to be in the green. So we don't want to be in the red. So let's look at the red. So on the red is all of these different things, which we said were negative, correct? So you have negative behaviors, you have no trust, self-esteem issues, insecurities, faulty belief system, doubt, dysfunction. All of these things are in the red. What we want to do is get to our purpose. We want to be in the green because you told me green is good. How we get to the purpose is we got to go through this yellow part, that caution part. But like you said, either you're going to slow down or either you're going to speed up to get to it. And that's what we are. That's the dilemma. Either we're going to speed up to say, you know what, I need to do this, or we're going to slow down.
Yeah.
But even before we get there, so that's the red light, green light. This whole foundation of this pyramid is built on relationships, the relationships that you have with others, and more importantly, the relationship you have with self, the words that you speak to yourself, about yourself, and the thoughts that you have what you think is possible. Those are the three things that it's built on. So then we have these red things that we just talked about. So let's take, for instance, and I've done this with, like I said, student athletes. Let's take this one student athlete who came in my office and he said he wasn't smart enough. He didn't feel like he was smart enough. I asked him, I said, because we got to get to the yellow, right? And the three ways that we get out of this red is control, discipline, and responsible. So he said that's how he was feeling. He wasn't smart enough. I said, can you control how smart you are? He was like, what you mean? I said, you didn't do well on your test. What was your grade? He told me it was F. I said, okay, can you control whether you get an F next time? He said, yeah. I said, what type of things can you do? He said, I can study more. I can go to the library. So you can control whether you're smart enough. He said, yeah. I said, so here's the thing. If you want to move up to your, you got to understand you can control that. Because when you don't understand that you can control that, you'll keep saying and feeding yourself this narrative about not being smart enough. Because it's easy for us to feed ourselves this narrative. And depending on who you're hanging around, they'll buy into it as well. So, you understand? He was like, yeah. Because once you figure out you can control that, you can then give yourself new information. All right, so I had another student come in, and the other student was talking about bad habits, that they had some bad habits. I said, okay. I said, do you believe you can change some of those habits? I said, okay, here's the thing. The only way you change bad habits is if you have to use discipline. Have to use it. No bad habit will change until you become disciplined and committed to say, I got to change this. For instance, I got people who say they want to lose weight. Okay, it's some things that you've done to put this weight on. We know there's some foods you can eat, there's exercise that you can do in order to lose the weight, but that's a habit. If you're not willing to do that habit consistently, you'll remain where you are. Einstein said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing expecting the result. So if I say I want to lose weight, I got to change my eating habit. I got to exercise, right? So we can break bad habits by having discipline. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so this other one, last one, responsible. See, here's the big thing about responsible. You're not, when you talk about, we're just using insecurities or self-esteem. Let's use insecurities. People will try to make you feel a certain way. When we talk about insecurity, it's inner. People can't make you feel anyway. You can choose to give them your power, which we're going to talk about, or you can choose to maintain your power. But you'll continue to feel insecure when you continue to give away your power. Here's the thing. I grew up without a father, and so my father was never in my life. I called my father probably about 8 months ago now, and I just apologized to him. And he was, first of all, like, why are you apologizing to me? I said, I apologize because I had a whole lot of hate in my heart for you and all of this. I released it. I wasn't responsible for him not being there. I wasn't responsible for him not calling me. But I am responsible for me continue to allow him to live in my mind. You're responsible for how you perceive yourself. And when you allow other people, who everybody has something they're dealing with, and when we understand that just because they're not dealing with this, they're dealing with something else. But what it is a lot of people will talk about this thing because they're so insecure with themselves and they don't want to deal with their issues. So that's what happens many times. So you're dealing with a person who is dealing with issues and allowing them to judge your issues. I always say people are great judges of everybody else. But when it comes to them, they're the best lawyers in the world. So
wow, that's good.
So we're responsible. So until you take the responsibility away from somebody else, see, I can't determine when you're going to give me that apology that I'm looking for, and you might not even know that that's what I'm waiting on. You might not even know you offended me. Oprah said one day she was mad at somebody, and then one day she was driving down the street and she seen him on Rodeo Drive going into Tiffany smiling with their friends, and Oprah said, what? And then it hit her like she was like, I'm sitting up here mad. That person don't even know I'm probably mad at them, or they don't give a damn that I'm mad at them. But I'm sitting up here mad, allowing them to take my power.
Wow.
So the reason why this is in black is because once we understand this, then we take our power.
Get the power back.
When we take our power back, and see what happened is we've given our power away to situations, to things, and to people. And that power was given to you by something bigger than you. It was given to you by God, the universe, whatever people subscribe to. And that power is yours. And that power is yours, given to you to make choices and decisions that are best for you, to ultimately get you in this green. Because once you get that new level of consciousness, that new information, then you're able to get into that green.
This is fire.
So now you're in that green. So when you're in that green, you start having this confidence about yourself. That student who was like, man, I don't feel like I'm smart enough. Now he comes to my office and he got a good grade on that test. So now he like, I could do this. I just got to do something different than I did before. Wow. So me, all right, I'm good. You know, I got kids. I got to be committed to my son, my daughter, to all these people that come here. I can't have these different issues. I got to let them know that, hey, you messed up yesterday, but you can do something different today. So now I'm committed because I released those things that used to have power over me. And it's all about this love, man. When you operate in love, when you operate where you say, you know what? I love you so much that I'm not even going to get mad for what you've done to me. It's all good. I'm not going to let you do that to me again because I choose not to fellowship with you, but I'm not going to be mad at you because maybe you didn't even know what you did. When you operate in love, when people even try to do you wrong, that's when you're able to really just be in alignment. Because when we're in alignment with this, that's when we get to our purpose. That's when we're in the green. That's what we're all here for, is our purpose. Because like I said, when you are in your purpose, you can help other people get in their purpose. But here's the reality. We have to work on this inner. You told me, you said it's an inside out thing. You wore your clothes inside out. You were on to something because it starts with the inside. Because then here go the outer. Influence. When you come in off, I tell my athletes all the time when we're breaking down this, I said, you can hang around people who are still dysfunctional. You can hang around people who are doubting. But then where you going to be at? Red, yellow, or green?
Right.
But you can hang around people who operate in love, who operate in confidence, who are following their purpose. Then where you at?
And your purpose, love.
And you're in the
green.
But it's a choice. It's a choice whether you're going to hold yourself accountable or you're going to hang around people who are going to hold you accountable. Success is determined by who it is that defines their idea of success. That's why success looks different. That's why I didn't put success up top, because success is dependent on the person. And in order for you to get success, you gotta make a decision on what to focus on, and you gotta believe that the action steps that you take, because you can allow fear to paralyze you, or you can say, you know what, fear is not paralyzing me. I'm going to say, you know what? what it is I have inside of me I need to do. So I got to take the action steps in order to, there go the arrows going back again another way, in order to take the action steps to believe that if I focus, I can make a decision to be successful because I'm holding myself accountable for the choices that I make of who's going to influence me. I understand that my relationships are important with myself and others, and I understand that the words that I speak about myself is going to get me to the level where I want to be because I'm thinking that my energy is so tight that I don't have to fear anything because I have the energy to push past that to get me to my action steps to ultimately believe that if I focus, that if I believe, that if I take the action steps, that I don't let the fear to paralyze me, that I can use the energy to ultimately have me thinking that anything is possible because the words that I say in my mouth, that I want this, I want that I can make it happen because I have a great relationship with myself, because I'm influenced by the different choices and the different people that I'm going to read about, that I'm going to watch on YouTube, that I'm going to make sure that I'm putting in my head, because see, our mind can only hold so much, and we've had so much silly stuff in our mind that now we need to have good stuff in our mind so we can get rid of some of that silly stuff. So you can choose to continue to watch it. I ain't judging nobody. Reality shows or all of these things that dumb us down, because here's the thing: when we get in alignment with our purpose, that's where we're supposed to be. All of this outside stuff, those TV shows, the BS that we involve ourselves with, it's outside of our purpose. We can't be the person we're supposed to be outside of our purpose. So when we talk about distractions, it's not a bad thing. It's only a bad thing if we stay in them. We got to quickly understand that, oh, that's a distraction. Somebody tweets something, oh, that's a distraction trying to get me off my purpose. I can sit up and watch Netflix, but if you notice, even Netflix got it figured out to where if you're watching this show, it'll show you a different show to say, oh, this is similar to that show. Now you find yourself. And remember what I said earlier, time is our most valuable possession, because once it's gone, we can't get it back. And I don't care who you are. Like I said, Bill Gates, open when you can't buy time. So when it's gone, it's gone. So you sacrifice the opportunity to get in your purpose based on you being distracted. That's the pyramid of purpose.
I gotta admit, that's gold. I'm gonna have to be real. That's gold.
That's God right there.
I gotta be real. This is gold right here.
That's God.
This is cold.
That's God, man.
I don't like, this is straight up just cold, and I'm excited to see what you do with this. I'm 100% behind that, and I think I'm gonna have to definitely shoot. You have it copyrighted, so I can see it on the website, right?
Yep. It's on the website. The some of the things that we sell, like our Pyramid of Purpose journal is on there. The book ain't on there yet.
Come on, so this is the product brand.
You gotta have journals, man, because you gotta write it down, man.
So this is the brand.
People have not because they ask not. Yeah.
People have not because they ask not. DF Arnold.
Yeah. So yeah. So this is the big thing, because I know that I'm connecting with Tony Robbins. I'm connecting with Les. I'm connecting with Oprah. I'm connecting with all these people who, when they see this, they're going to say, this is it. All the things I've been talking about for years, Will Smith and the videos you watch, this is it. This is it. This is what they talk about. They talk about purpose. They talk about getting in your purpose. Will Smith got a video where he says, I will die on the treadmill, because he's so much into his purpose. Steve Harvey said, you got to jump.
I like that.
He said, you got to jump. You can't get your purpose if you don't jump. You can't get your purpose if you allow yourself to stay here and you don't do these three things. This is what they talk about. This is how I got this. I had a former student athlete, come to me in November of last year. And he said, Dr. Arnold, I don't even know if you remember me, but you helped me graduate. And he was talking, and he said I had to come to your office because I wasn't doing well in school. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I was intimidated by you, and I was like, oh, coach, do I really got to go see him? Like, yeah, you got to go see Dr. Arnold. So he said he came to see me, and he said, because when I contacted him, he said, when he comes in here, just let me know, because I'm probably gonna have people in the office. So he said, I seen him, and then I kicked everybody out. And he said, now I got more intimidated because you had all these football players that you kicked out of your office. He said, I came in your office and you ripped me a new one. And he said, before I left the office, then you kind of flicked a switch and you said, I looked at your grades. I know you're capable, but you haven't lived up to your potential. And it's probably due to who you're hanging around. If you want to be great, you got to decide whether you're going to run their race or you're going to run the race that was prepared for you. He said, Dr. Arnold, I went home, and he said, I remember crying. And I said, you're right. I've been hanging around, drinking, doing all this. And I grew up in a very affluent family. He said, so I got my degree. He said, I don't know if you know this, but my father runs this company. He does motivational speaking. He said, so I became president of his company. We took it to a whole nother level. He said, so that's why I'm contacting you, Dr. Arnold. He said, I watch your Facebook videos and I'm watching them and I'm like, dang, if everybody knew what you had in you, you could change so many lives. He said, so we're working with these different companies and I want you to do a podcast with me because I want to expose you to other companies. And I said, okay, cool. So we decided to do it. I said, another thing. I said, we're trying to rebrand my whole company. Would you be willing to meet with a couple people on my team that can make it? He was like, cool. So we did the podcast. Myself and Alicia met with him and we're talking. And he's like, after we finished the podcast, he said, well, what I see is, your videos on Facebook, you can get better cameras, all that, which I did. You get better cameras and all that. He said, Dr. Arnold, he said, but here's the thing. He said, I'm in Lansing with ET and everybody knows ET from if you want to be successful as much you want to breathe. That's when you be successful. He said, Dr. Arnold, what's your thing? He said, what's your thing? And I said, I just want to help people. He said, I understand, but what's your thing? And he said, so we gave him some more information, more thoughts. And so I went home, December, went home. Over the break, God, what's my thing? What is my thing? What what I want to do. You know what I'm purposed. God started giving me this. And then it was all about purpose. I was like, wow. So me and my team, we met with Grand Apps. I had this chicken scratch. Not this, it was chicken scratch. And we're meeting. I didn't even show Alicia and Jessica the chicken scratch. I just hit, well, this is what I'm working on. And it's crumbled up and all this. And they looking at me like, did you just get these people that chicken scratch? And the one girl who took it, she said, wow, I can see it. This is pretty cool. Looking at her like, yeah, okay. She said, no, she said, I'll be the lead person, but as you start developing this, let's go back and forth. Looking at her, she was first person. I didn't show it to my wife.
Wow.
And I believed her. And so we going back and forth, iteration of it, and then we come up with this. And God was just giving me all of this. The videos I watched, the books I read, all the different things, to where it came up with this PyramIT, the IT, the purpose, the it. That's why it's not pyramid. It's your it. And that's why it's in green. The pyramid of purpose. But to break it down, that's why I do the red light, green light, yellow light. Because we need to understand, to make it clear, if you run a red light, there's consequences. If you constantly wear it, you're going to get your license taken away. And unfortunately, we get our license taken away because we don't live up to our potential. And so we get it taken away and we sit up and we can't even drive to our purpose. So we got to ask for rides. And we're asking for rides from people who we don't even supposed to be in the car with them. And we going to their destination instead of our destination. Our destination's here and we going to their destination because we don't got no license to drive. Because we gave up our license because we keep hanging out in this red. We got to take responsibility. We got to use discipline and we got to control what we can control. And what we can control is our beliefs. And like I said before, our family, unfortunately, have lied to us. But it was based on what they thought was possible. But when we die, when we're on our deathbed, we going to have these different ghosts come to us. The ghost of dreams, the ghost of ideas, the ghost of purpose. And they going to say and be mad at us like, I can't believe this. I gave you goals. I gave you goals that you could have changed the world. You could have broke the cycle in your family. The ghost of ideas. I gave you ideas that could have changed the world. The ghost of purpose. I gave you the purpose. That's why you couldn't sleep at night, because it was going through your head. And all of them saying unison, but now we got to die with you. We got to die with you. Because you wouldn't take the action steps out of fear to get into your purpose. Because you allow distractions to distract you from what it is you're supposed to do.